Hello, everyone out there in the world. Hi, my name's Samaya Shannon, but I go by Luna Dom as my new artist name. And I wanted to speak to you guys today about an artist that I truly respect and love and admire, but not in the way that you think. I want to connect how being true to yourself manifest, but also how if you invest in yourself as a person and if you invest in others, what that looks like, specifically in his case, in Durand Bernarr's case, because he is, to me, the manifestation of what good parenting and cultivation looks like in your children. I was watching his interview on Kiki Palmer's podcast, and I watch just about every interview that he has, but I noticed the same thing that he says in it. He gives a lot of praise and a lot of thanks to his parents for the way he became the artist that he is and the confidence that he has gained from his parents in the cultivation of them. And I'm thinking about how many people are not as blessed to gain such a thing as uh, the right amount of love, the right amount of care that is tailored specifically to their children. In his case, he is a person that is an only child, so he didn't have to fight for the attention of his parents because it's only them. But what he has said in interviews is that his parents, they had him a bit older. So they had him, but it's because they were at the point in their lives where they felt developed as human beings to bring another human being into this world. And I truly feel like the way that our society is and the way that we are conditioned is to be insecure. A lot of us are conditioned to be insecure based on a lot of our circumstances, the things that we see, the things that we are fed. And in turn, that cycle keeps continuing because we don't get the chance, many people don't get the chance to develop the person that they are meant to be because we're all forced in our brain to believe that we need to live up to these societal norms because they are just someone else's standard. They're not our standard. They are the standard that other people have pushed upon us. But when I say this, I think about the fact that Durand has said in his interviews that his parents took very good care of him. They made sure that he got what he needed. He said his mother was a teacher and she was a choir director, I think was it. She taught him music, things like that. These are things that he took a liking to very early, but his parents saw that within him. His father also had a connection in the music industry, and he was an engineer for many different artists, for Earth, Wind, and Fire as the main example. He saw something in his child, his mother, she saw something in him and decided, I'm going to cultivate that. Um, I'm going to make this part of my child blossom. But I feel like the only way you can do that with your children is if you're able to see that within yourself. If you're able to be the most full version of who you are, at least enough to know, okay, I can bring this child into this world and I can do the same thing for them. I think about some of my own experiences growing up and some of the experiences of maybe my mother growing up as well, and how there was a lot of emotional neglect in my childhood. I feel like maybe a lot of my family members experienced this, but I know for sure that I experienced this because I grew up as a very sensitive child. And when you're constantly told that you're, whether directly or indirectly, when you're constantly told that your feelings and the things that you see and the things that you are experiencing are not real or not as intense or they don't matter as much as they do, you do tend to question everything about yourself. You're not able to cultivate this this sense of self identity and sense of confidence in who you are because you're constantly being told that who you are is not enough. And I feel like, for one, my mom had 4 kids, so that's one thing. So it's not as easy to create relationships with your children in the same way as if you have one child. So I'm sure I know that that is an unfair comparison. If people took their time to have children and were more intentional about having children, there would be more people like Durand in the world. And I don't mean in the sense of being artists like that, but I mean in the sense of confident people that are amazing at what they do. And they're amazing at what they do because they had the proper nurturing. They had the proper nurturing. And to tie it back into my mother's experience too, I remember my mom, when she was a kid, could have gone to like private school. She could have done all these things, but she was a child. She didn't exactly know what she wanted. And I feel like my mom would blame herself for not asking for certain things, but she wasn't taught to be okay to ask for things. She was from that generation where children are meant to be seen and not heard. So any concerns that she had, I don't think she could have actually voiced that. My mom told me she was a very angry teenager and she was very sad. And my mom's sisters, it was the same thing. So I feel like that cycle just had continued, you know, that emotional neglect, that spiritual neglect, that financial neglect, all those types of ways that you're not given, you're not able to blossom and bloom as a person. I feel that thinking through your decisions to bring children into this world, you must remember, how do you want them to be? How do you want these people to live their lives? Do you want them to be happy or do you want them to just exist? Do you want them to be passionate and boisterous people or do you want them to be soulless and live with numbness in their bodies every day of their life? I just feel that if people thought through their decisions to have children more, we would have better ideas of how the world should be run. We would have better people in office. We would have better people in general. We would have better relationships. Maybe there's more that I could be saying about this, and I'm sure of it. I'm only saying what the thoughts that I have in my head. But I'm thinking back to how I'm tying it together with Durand Bernarr. He just is this person that exudes such confidence and such a magnetism to the point where it's inspiring. It is inspiring, but he also had a good groundwork for that. And when I'm saying all this, I guess it's more of, I want people to truly become introspective about their decisions when they're deciding, you know, I want to have children. Why do you want to have children? Why do you want to bring people into this world? Have you grown a relationship with yourself to where you feel that you have enough confidence and you have enough gumption and you have enough to give to another person? Because having a family is not just about you at that point. Do you want to have, do you want to raise good human beings, but not just good human beings? Because forget being a good person. Do you want to raise people that want to contribute to the society? Do you want to raise people that want to live and want and are curious and don't feel this sense of doom? Maybe a bit of, do you want to raise people that want to help society and that are curious and that are excited about life? If you're able to give them that kind of energy, giving your children yourself without completely draining yourself, I feel is a big thing. I'm not saying it because I'm a parent. I know nothing about being a parent, but I do know that I've seen what it looks like when you're not fully developed as yourself as a person and you're giving yourself the bits of yourself that you have left just to cater to your children. I think we need to nip it in the bud. You become a parent when you know that you can be and truly have thought through what this means and what it looks like and how you envision it. And I know nothing's ever going to be exactly how you want it. The outcome is not going to be that. But being more forward facing in the way that you make your decisions is important. But this is a bit long winded, yes. But I just wanted to share this because I feel like we would have more Durand Bernarrs in the world if we had more people that were actually sitting with themselves and asking themselves the questions, what do I want to contribute to society? And are giving themselves permission to decide, you know what, I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush myself. I'm not going to let others rush me. I know that there's more to it. I know it's not that easy. I'm aware. But yeah, that's what I got. If you made it this far, comment, bloom, and let me know that you watched it here. Also, thank you for watching. Like and share and comment, subscribe, especially subscribe. And I'll talk to you later.